So, how do you become an overnight star? Local comedian Brian Copeland hopes to find out soon.
Wrote the book, Not a Genuine Black Man. And believe me, there's so many things. If you buy this book, you're going to see so many things, a lot of you, that will parallel your life or someone else's life.
And so without further ado, I'd like to introduce Brian. Thank you.
What Not a Genuine Black Man is it's an autobiographical story. It's about my family and me when we moved to San Leandro, California back in 1972 at a time when it was 99.99% white and Oakland on the border to the north was half black. San Leandro was white by design. Housing discrimination was rampant. They did everything that they possibly could to keep people of color out of the city. So that's part of the story, but the other part of the story is what it's like to be different, what it's like to be the outsider, the only one. I grew up in this town where I was the only one. And what's great about the story is that it's really resonated with people of both genders, of all races and ethnicities, because at some point in your life you're going to be the only one, the only man, the only woman, the only Jew, the only Christian, the only black, the only white. And how do you survive? How do you navigate those waters when you're the only one of your kind?
San Leandro is a middle-income bedroom suburb. The 1960 census showed it was 99.99% white. The 1970 census showed the same thing. San Leandro has more than 68,000 residents. Only 84 are black. More than 15,000 homes are owned by whites. 15 are owned by blacks.
Where the title comes from is a letter that I got. I do a radio show in San Francisco, a talk show I've been doing for years. And I got this letter, unsigned letter, that said, as an African American, I'm disgusted every time I hear your voice because you are not a genuine black man. So I started to kind of ponder this, so what exactly does this mean? And why do people say things like that, to me? Because I don't fit the stereotype, I don't talk a certain way, I don't listen to certain music. Why? And we are products of our surroundings. I grew up in a white suburban area, but does that make me any less black than Jay-Z or any less black than anybody else? And that's one of the things that's explored.
I'm not a genuine black man. Why do people say that to me? Is it how I dress? Is it how I talk? Is it how my machine is TiVoing Frasier at home right now?
The reason I am doing a Kickstarter campaign to partially fund the film is because I have had so many requests from across the country from people for me to put this on DVD. And the thing that's cool about Kickstarter is that it is a means by which the community, not just the local community, because it's on the internet, the international community, can get together and coalesce in order to fund a project that will benefit the entire community.
Can you tell me how to get to the park? What for? They don't allow no niggers in that park.
Now, this is going to be a film of the complete 2-hour performance of the play, filmed in front of a live studio audience, or I should say a live audience in the theater. And when you watch it, you will have the experience of being in the theater and seeing the show. I've done 700 performances, but I couldn't get to every city in America and every place in America where people have wanted to see this show. And what the hope is, and what the plan is that once we're done with this, that we will take the film to film festivals and it will run in art house theaters, and then we'll put it on DVD, and the DVD of the performance will be available to the educational community. I just think that it's cool that it's not just my project. With Kickstarter, it becomes our project. So I'd like to ask for your help in bringing what I call a story of laughter, tears, and sociology to a much, much larger audience. So help out if you can.